It has been raining again at the Camp Nou construction site for the past few days, but despite the weather, work has not stopped. And remember, just 1 week left before we finally see Barça play here again. Every single day matters now, and today's update shows just how intense this final phase has become. What we're witnessing right now is not just construction, it's a race against time. Thousands of workers, dozens of cranes, multiple teams working simultaneously across different sections of the stadium. The coordination required to pull this off is absolutely extraordinary, and today we're going to break down every major development happening across 5 critical areas of the stadium. Let's start from the top, the third tier. At the highest level of the stadium, workers have been actively adding new concrete terraces throughout the week. Now, this might seem like just another construction step, but it's actually one of the most crucial phases of the entire renovation. These terraces form the final seating structure that will support thousands of fans during match days. They connect directly with the upper stadium layout, and they need to be perfectly aligned with safety rails, access points, and evacuation routes. Even with the rain pouring down over the past few days, progress here has not slowed down. In fact, if you compare this week's footage to last week's, you can clearly see how much more of the terrace framework has been completed. The concrete is being poured in sections, allowed to cure properly, and then immediately prepared for the next phase, which will involve installing the actual seating units. What's impressive here is the speed. Normally, wet weather would delay concrete work significantly because moisture affects curing time and structural integrity, but the team has adapted. They're using protective coverings, accelerated curing techniques, and working in shifts to maximize productivity even during rain. This is a strong sign that deadlines are being respected, and the third tier is on track to be fully ready before the first match. Now, let's move down to ground level, specifically around the main entrance areas. Over the past week, there's been significant demolition work happening here, and I mean serious demolition. Workers have been chipping away at sections where entire walls were recently removed. If you look closely at the footage, you'll notice that most of the concrete in this area has now been fully taken out. The entrance is now significantly wider than it was even 2 weeks ago. So why are they doing this? Why remove walls that were already built? This confirms something we've been discussing in previous updates. Design changes can still happen even during late-stage renovation. As construction progresses and teams start testing flow patterns, accessibility requirements, and safety protocols, adjustments need to be made. Sometimes, an entrance that looked fine on paper turns out to be too narrow when you simulate thousands of fans moving through it at once. This is actually a perfect example of adaptive construction. The team realized that widening this entrance would improve crowd flow, reduce bottlenecks, and enhance overall safety. So instead of sticking rigidly to the original plan, they made the call to modify it, even though it means extra work and tight deadlines. And honestly, that's smart. It's better to get it right now than to deal with overcrowding issues on match day. This kind of proactive problem solving shows how seriously the club is taking fan experience and safety. Next, let's talk about the facade, because this is where some of the most visible progress is happening. Recently, large shipments of anchors have arrived at the stadium. We're talking about hundreds, maybe thousands of these metal anchors. And workers are now installing them in sections of the facade metal framework that were still incomplete. These anchors are essential because they provide the structural support needed to hold the facade slats in place. Without them, you can't move forward with the exterior finishing. At the same time, other teams are working on pipelines running between the facade metals. Now, you might wonder, why pipelines in the facade? These aren't just decorative elements. These pipelines will carry electrical wiring, lighting systems, ventilation ducts, and possibly even water drainage systems. Everything needs to be integrated into the facade framework before the final slats are installed, because once those slats go up, access becomes much more difficult. This is happening right now because slat installation is ongoing, and the teams want everything aligned properly. Any small missing details in the metal framework, a bolt here, a bracket there, are being fixed immediately so that slat installation can continue smoothly across the remaining sections without interruptions. And here's the exciting part. Many new slats have already been delivered to the site. You can see them stacked in organized rows, ready to be lifted into place. The goal is crystal clear. Speed up facade completion and move quickly into the next phase. Now let's move to one of the most visually striking parts of the stadium, the diamond area. This section will house the future club store, premium hospitality spaces, and potentially even museum exhibits. It's designed to be a centerpiece of the fan experience, a place where supporters can gather before and after matches, buy merchandise, and feel connected to the club's history and future. And right now, this area is seeing serious momentum. Plenty of new glass panels have been delivered over the past few days. These aren't small panels either. We're talking about massive floor-to-ceiling glass sections that need to be handled with extreme care. Installing them requires precision, specialized equipment, and perfect weather conditions. The fact that they're pushing forward, even with recent rain, shows how committed the team is to staying on schedule. What's different about the approach here is the strategy. Instead of installing a few panels in one section, then jumping to another area, then coming back, which can create inefficiencies and coordination issues, the workers are focused on fully completing one area before moving on. This makes total sense. Finish one section completely, test it, seal it, make sure everything works, then move to the next. If this level of intensity and focus continues, the diamond area could be fully completed within just a few weeks. And that would be a massive milestone, not just for the stadium's exterior appearance, but for the overall fan experience when people return to Camp Nou. Let's talk about something that might seem like a small detail, but is actually critical for fan experience: the escalators at the grandstand area. Good news first. The handrails have already been installed on both escalators. If you've ever watched escalator installation before, you know that handrails are one of the final major components. They require precise calibration to move at exactly the same speed as the steps, and their installation signals that mechanical assembly is nearly complete. However, you might notice that some escalator steps are still missing. At first glance, this might look like the work is behind schedule or incomplete, but actually, this is completely normal and intentional. The missing steps are due to ongoing electrical connection works. So there you have it, 5 major areas of progress, all happening simultaneously, all pushing toward the same goal: getting Camp Nou ready for Barca's return in just 1 week. Even with rain slowing some aspects of the work, the overall momentum has not stopped. Structural work on the 3rd tier, design adjustments at ground level, facade installation, glass work in the diamond area, and final touches on the escalators. Everything is coming together at the same time. This is what the final phase of a massive construction project looks like. It's chaotic, it's intense, it's incredibly complex, but it's also coordinated, purposeful, and driven by an entire team that knows what's at stake. So make sure you keep your notifications on, because changes are still happening daily. Every update brings us closer to that magical moment when the roar of the crowd returns to Camp Nou. Visca Barça!